Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriotification Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about SCOTUS siding with leftist censorship and how we are now welcoming in the dictatorial oligarchy of 2024 and beyond, because that's what it's going to turn into in this country now. This is one of the worst decisions ever from the Supreme Court that I've ever seen in my entire life. This is like on par with a bunch of shit, though, honestly, because again, it goes to show exactly why it shouldn't be presidents picking Supreme Court justices. It should be the American people, honestly. It's fucking stupid to me, honestly, truthfully, and I've said this many times, that you have the American people, we as voter blocks in this country, we get to pick our state governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, attorney general, and Supreme Court judges and everything else like that through voter process. Yet, meanwhile, at a federal level, the only thing you get to pick is president and vice president. You don't get to pick an AG. You don't get to pick the secretary of state. You don't get to pick any Supreme Court judges, etc. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? It makes no logical sense to me, honestly. It's like, why should we not be the ones picking these people, dude? It should be us picking the people. And the thing is, too, it's like, you could easily have it be a situation where it's like, okay, you got some president in power, whatever the case be. They want, like X amount of people, like they have like X amount of picks or whatever it is there. Of like a short list of people. Let's go ahead and say like 5 or 6 people, right? Then throw out those 5 or 6 people, to the American people at that point. Have an election. Have these people come forward, state their cases, say why, prove why they should basically be the best, stand on their own records and stuff like that, whether it be how they've judged in the past on lower courts, etc., in various cases, whether it be, First Amendment case, Second Amendment case, were they a person that's convicted a bunch of child rapists, etc. there? Were they some piece of shit like Ketanji Brown Jackson who let a bunch of fucking child molesters off with like slaps on the fucking wrist and stuff, which should never been in power at all, for that matter, etc., etc. Which, by the way, I'm going to point something out, too, for that matter, because of, cheater-ass Biden being a fucking cheater, and because every single person that he's now appointed or picked, or whatever the case be, that's been, quote-unquote, confirmed by the U.S. government at this point, it's all null and void shit, dude. Every SCOTUS ruling since fucking Brown Jackson's been thrown on the fucking on the SCOTUS, dude, is all null and fucking void at this point. Like, every single ruling since her ass was put into power there, illegally, should be considered null and void at this point in history, honestly. Whether it be that 8-1 ruling the other day against domestic violence people and gun rights, whether it be this one today is what it is now. For the censorship of free speech is what it is there, dude. And what's even more bullshit is it's these fucking pieces of shit that Trump even put up there, like that fucking Amy Coney Barrett and stuff like that, who claim to be some, originalist or how'd you put it now? Something about the U.S. Constitution and like, or being a constitutionalist and stuff like that. It's like, bitch, you're obviously not, because there is more than enough evidence of the individuals that brought these cases and the states that brought these cases to you to prove that there's censorship going on with social media companies, and you're going to be like, oh, there's not enough standing here. Go fuck yourself, cunt. You're such a fucking lying piece of shit, Amy. Like, seriously. You are one of the biggest fucking scumbag lawyers I've ever seen in my entire life right now. I personally, dude, have been censored on dozens of fucking social media sites across this fucking country right now for at least the last 6 years of my life, dude. For real. Like, I've been censored here on YouTube I've had at least 8 fucking channel strikes across multiple fucking accounts in the last 5 years. I've had Facebook posts get taken down and censored. I've had literal fucking 1-day ban, 7-day ban, 14-day ban, 30-day ban, and then it was basically 30-day, 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 60-day, etc. on fucking Facebook for at least like, the past 3 to 4 years now. Hell, I had a Facebook ban a couple years ago now for a post I put up there, and then literally it was like 6 months later or something, you had the assholes in charge there at Facebook were all like, okay, it's fine, it's good to go. We're not going to, give you back your time we took from you at this point to be fucking censored and stuff like that and have your voice fucking, knocked out is what it is there. And then it was literally within a month of that, they fucking hit me with another 30-day ban for the same goddamn post, claiming it was fucking offensive again. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you literally told me, like, a month ago this is fucking fine after, like, 6 months that it wasn't. And now you're going to hit me with another fucking thing. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, it's literally that Jackie Chan meme where it's just like, ah! You know, like, seriously. And then, of course, I got banned from Reddit in 2 different accounts. I got banned, what was it now? Oh, by the way, the Reddit ban was bullshit, too, for that matter. Because I was literally calling out fucking pedophiles in the school system. And you had some fucking piece of shit leftist on some subreddit there that post was in. You're like, oh, this guy's a threat to our fucking pedophile bullshit is what it is. It's like, you're goddamn right I am, you fucking pieces of shit. You're goddamn right I'm not gonna let you fucking groom my fucking niece, my fucking nephew with your fucking, you know, little fucking pedo books and stuff like that in the school system and shit like that. Fuck that crap. It's a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. It's absolutely garbage, is what it is. But yeah, and then of course I found out earlier today because I was talking about people if they're going to do a debate stream tomorrow night or not here. So yeah, I guess apparently it's been said now. Which, by the way, those debates are 100% fucking fair use, dude. Yet the fucking people that are hosting them are claiming that anybody that does one here on YouTube is going to get an automatic channel strike. And it's like, how is that not automatic fucking censorship or freedom of speech, dude? Like, what the fuck? Like, again. And then you got SCOTUS ruling this bullshit today of like, oh no, it's perfectly fine to censor people. Like, no, it's fucking not, dude. Like, our founding fathers literally went to war for their fucking freedom of speech, dude. Like, quite literally. Like, there's a reason why the First Amendment is freedom of speech, press, etc. You know, religion, all that stuff like that. And why the Second Amendment is the right to keep and bear arms, dude. Because they knew that once you get fucking censored, I don't know, maybe pick up a fucking gun and go kill a bunch of dictators and stuff like that, dude. Kill a bunch of fucking tyrants that are stifling your fucking speech at that point, honestly. That's what they did, by the way, back in those days. They literally killed the British Empire, is what it was. Or I should say the forces of the British Empire that were here on American soil at the time. And they took this country by force, is what it was, dude. Legitimately. Anyway. Yeah, it's fucking insane is what it is, dude. Like, it blows my ass away is what it is, dude, honestly. I'd rather put up with this shit, honestly. So, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and read this Washington Examiner article about the Supreme Court sides of Biden administration and social media censorship case. It says, Supreme Court on Wednesday found that the state of Missouri did not have standing to challenge the Biden BS administration coercion and efforts to encourage censorship on social media. 6-3 majority opinion by Amy Coney Barrett found that the plaintiffs, which included individuals in the state of Missouri, quote, lack standing to bring the case, which is absolute bullshit entirely. So the case first surfaced in 2022 as Missouri versus Biden. So Republican attorney generals in Missouri and Louisiana and 5 other plaintiffs sued Biden's BS administration over its involvement in social media company censorship practices, because they are, by the way. We've really had these people be in cahoots for like at least 4 to 5 years now or more. It says plaintiffs allege that the federal government had violated the First Amendment by pressuring social media companies to censor quote-unquote controversial posts, such as those about COVID-19, all kinds of stuff like that's what it is, which obviously that's another thing I get hit with, by the way, when I was talking about that stuff, is what it was. Elections, which I also talked about that before, and got channel strikes for that as well in the past. And Hunter Biden's laptop data, which, again, laptop and how they all proved it was fucking true at this point, and they censored that shit to begin with, honestly, dude. So again, how is all of that not standing at that point, dude? Because it's all fucking fact. You've had people, including myself, be censored for shit like that, honestly, in the past 4 to 5 years now. So they also allege that officials instilled fear in social media companies to comply with government's content practices. Said in seeking to prove their claims, the petitioners pointed to Andy Savit, a White House COVID-19 advisor who at one point showed frustration with Facebook in an email to the company in March 2021. Said, quote, internally we have been considering our options on what to do about it, the guy wrote to the company in reference to the online content that the official had flagged on a social media company. Said, but Barrett's majority flagged a major error by the parties who brought the case, saying that, quote, the plaintiffs' theories of standing depend on the platform's actions, yet the plaintiffs do not seek to enjoin the platforms from restricting any posts or accounts. Okay, so basically what she's saying is, it sounds like they might have fucked up a little bit because it was literally censorshiping of not only posts but also people's accounts. But even still, like, it doesn't matter, dude, because it was still shit being censored, though. Whether it be people's accounts, whether it be people's posts, etc., whether it be a post like 1,000 people share, honestly, at that point, you know? Anyway, says on July 4th last year, a federal judge in Louisiana ruled against Biden administration, saying that in a lengthy memorandum ruling that the case depicts an almost dystopian scenario where government seems to have assumed a role similar to the Orwellian Ministry of Truth. Yeah, we did the shows what we're talking about in that one. Let's see. So, memorandum noted that officials at agencies such as the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, so CDC, DHS, FBI, routinely met with and checked in with social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and X, aka formerly Twitter, which Jack Dorsey was at the head of at that time, to discuss how they were managing what the government perceived as, quote, misinformation. Said the district court judge issued a preliminary injunction that prohibited some government agencies from communicating with social media companies about content moderation, and the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals partially upheld the ruling. Says judges later agreed to take up the case last October. So Amy Coney Barrett, majority decision, also dinged the Fifth Court, one of the most conservative appeals courts in the nation, for attributing every platform decision, at least in part, to the defendants glossing over complexities in the evidence, which is absolute bullshit, dude. It's fucking her being double-speak lawyer crap is what it is, dude. It's her pulling that fucking Juris Doctorate garbage as a fucking judge is what it is, and making all kinds of fucking judge-speak and stuff, when she knows goddamn well she's in the fucking wrong on this one, dude, 100%. And so is the other fucking 5 assholes decided with her douchebag ass. Anyways, this Fifth Circuit Court also erred by treating the defendants, plaintiffs, and platforms each as a unified whole because standing is not dispersed and gross, Barrett claimed. Says conservative legal groups that hoped the judges would uphold the district court's findings expressed outrage at the decision, potentially to embolden the censorship regime of Biden administration, because they fucking did, dude. That's the entire point. Like, this right here is exactly why people are not going to fucking put up with government anymore, dude, at this point in history, honestly. Like, you are literally, this is like one step away from fucking civil war at this point, bro. Like, seriously, like, if people don't understand, like, what's going to lead to a civil war revolution in this country, like, this is the fucking end game right here, people. Like, this is like that final spark that's hitting the fucking big-ass thing of gunpowder in the fucking room is going to blow the fucking thing up at this point, honestly, dude. Not to mention you got Biden slow-walking us into fucking World War III right now and stuff. We should talk about Honda's chat quite a bit last night. Both before I got there and after I got there. So, anyway. Yeah, it's a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. It's nothing more than stifling free speech. And again, I've talked about this many times. Other people have talked about this many times. I know that Sticks guy has talked about it many times in the past of how you should treat social media platforms. And it's like, yeah, they're going to want to be a platform and a publisher at the same time, dude, which basically contradicts each other at that point. Then they need to be treated just like the fucking phone company. And it needs to be a public utility kind of thing is what it is then. Where you cannot censor people's freedom of speech just because you don't like what they say is what it is, dude. You can't call it misinformation, disinformation, etc. just because you don't like the fucking what they're speaking is what it is, dude. And honestly, that whole fucking terminology itself is nothing more than a way to fuck over people's right to speech and have freedom of speech because they are offering a differing opinion, which in many cases turns out to be fucking fact later on. It's just a later reality at that point that your douchebag asses want to fucking censor because you don't want people actually having the truth. And you want to fucking, you know, mass genocide people is what it is at the end of the fucking day, assholes. So, anyway. Continuing on with this, though, it says, decision is a travesty for the First Amendment for Americans' right to free speech and for the pursuit of scientific and other knowledge. America can no longer claim to safeguard citizens' free speech rights, said the New Civil Liberties Alliance lawyer, Janice something or other, who worked on the case. Damn right, buddy. I 100% agree with that, dude. Yeah, we are no longer, like, this is like the final nail of us no longer being a constitutional republic at all and now being a literal dictatorial oligarchy of a bunch of assholes, whether it be SCOTUS, whether it be the fucking Democrats in power in the Senate, stealing the presidency, et cetera, there, and doing all that kind of crap like that, dude. And just keep fucking around. And that's one thing that bothered me about a furnace last night, because I was going back and watching Honda's chat for the first little bit I wasn't there for. And he said a couple things that just really fucking pissed me off, dude, last night when I was watching here a little bit ago. And one of the things that he had mentioned was how he's like, oh, but the left isn't doing like all this crazy shit. It's like, the fuck they aren't, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of crack are you smoking, bro? Like, seriously. Like, the left is literally doing like, they've stolen at least 10 fucking governorships in the past 3 years, dude. Legitimately. Through voter fraud. They've stolen multiple U.S. Senate seats in the past 6 years. They've stolen multiple congressional seats in the past 5 to 6 years. They've stolen the fucking presidency in the past 4 years. Like, you have at least 8 to 10 sitting Democrat governors that have stolen their fucking seat of power in 2022, 2021, 2023, etc., dude. Whether it be Gretchen Whitmer, whether it be Janet Mills, whether it be Gavin Newsom, Phil Murphy, Kathy Hochul, Jay Inslee, that Tina Kotek's woman from Oregon. Trying to think what else now. Tony Evers there in Wisconsin. The current governor of Minnesota is also one of these fucking people. Et cetera, dude. Like, they've all legitimately committed voter fraud of some kind to get back into power is what it is. Whether it be literally stuffing ballot boxes or whether it be, you know, fucking ballot harvesting, etc. Or hell, whether it be in Arizona there with that bitch Katie Hobbs. Literally fucking having people fuck with the voting machines and stuff like that to do stuff. It just, oh my god, bro, it drives you up the goddamn walls what it is, dude. And this is just like the final fucking nail in the coffin, basically, at this point, in my opinion. So, anyway, it says Dr. Jayanana something or other, a NCLA client, a professor at Stanford University Medical Department of Health Policy, contended the Biden administration exercised its use of regulatory power to suppress valid criticism of the COVID-19 response. It says free speech is essential to science and to public health and public good. Good health is what that person said, adding that Congress should act to, quote, restore speech rights at the central plank of the American civil religion or civic religion. Said Justice Samuel Alito penned a dissent that was joined by Justices Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch. Okay, so literally you had one of Trump's people being, two of Trump's people were in this one because it would have been, so that means that it was Barrett, that piece of shit, Brett Kavanaugh, and then probably so it'd be, so those two assholes, that scumbag Roberts, who we know for a fact is a fucking pedophile, and then the 3 leftists that Obama put in place. There's what it was. So those were the 6 that were on that side. And then it was Clarence Thomas, who's a good dude. Gorsuch, who's proven to be, you know, constitutional as fuck on this one. And then Samuel Alito, who's a good dude as well, for that matter. Yes, Alito penned a dissent that was joined by Clarence Thomas and Neil Gorsuch that completely rejected the majority's findings. Notably, Alito wrote that Facebook's response to the officials' precedent, inquiries, criticisms, and threats show that the platform perceived these statements as somewhat more than mere recommendations. That time and time again, Facebook responded to an angry White House with a promise to do better in the future. In March, Facebook attempted to assuage the White House by acknowledging we obviously have work to do to gain your trust. Alito added, was like a Brigham told fucking Biden and company. So the decision comes ahead of the upcoming November presidential election, at a time when emerging tools such as AI are becoming more readily available to the public, which experts have warned could amplify the potential for disinformation online. It says Mirth, one of several cases this term that stood at the crossroads between social media and the First Amendment's free speech protections. Yeah, it's a bunch of shit entirely, is what it is. Like, I'm so fucking sick of it, bro. Like, all it goes to show, again, it goes to show that they want, it's nothing more than them trying to turn us into a dictatorship, but it's not a complete dictatorship because it's not just one person. It's a dictatorial oligarchy, where oligarchy is obviously a small group of people that want power and want to maintain power for themselves, what it is, which would be your Democrat people and stuff like that, what it is right now. And I'm not saying just Democrats either, for that matter, because there's definitely some rhino fucking warhawks and stuff like that. Like, that's the one problem I had with the first last night, too, was because he was saying, like, all the shit about, like, oh, the right and the far right and stuff like that. It's like, okay, name fucking people, bro. You can't just say, like, bullshit terms like that. Like, name fucking people. Because you know what I can tell you, dude? Fucking far left. AOC. Fucking Ilhan Omar. Rashad Tlaib, that piece of shit Jameel Bowman who lost his fucking re-election bid last night. Thank fucking God for that. He's primary out. Now you got some Hillary Clinton fucking operative in there now, potentially going to be new congressman and stuff like that, who has fucking crazy looking eyes is what it is. I'm pretty sure he's like blind or something. Or at least like cross-eyed or something like that's what it is then. But anyway, yeah, you got those fucking assholes. You got that piece of shit Jayapol. You got that idiot Cory Bush. You got fucking Presley, etc. There, dude. That's your far leftist types, by the way. You got Fetterman, who has proven to be kind of a far leftist here sometimes is what it is. He decided with BLM and stuff in the past when he was lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. There's what it was. So he also let people out of prison there that went on to kill people again because he basically had those powers as lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania at one point. Where he was, I forget what the actual position was that they granted him, like under the lieutenant governorship, is what it was there. But it was essentially like the parole board thing. Like he was like the head over the parole board or something like that. It was fucking crazy, dude. Exactly, it does. Yes, and that's the whole point. It's the same thing with misinformation too, by the way. And that's the thing, right? Like I've gotten hit on this and other channels at least 3 times in the past year for so-called medical misinformation when I'm literally speaking the truth about stuff that happened to my family who are now dead. Legitimately, dude. They are in the fucking ground now. It's like, no, it's not medical misinformation, you fucking idiots. It's them literally being killed by motherfuckers. End of story. So, anyway. But yeah, it bothers the shit out of me, honestly. And then, like I said, going back to Furnace's bullshit last night, and then him being like, which I totally disagree with that Project 2025 he was talking about, because again, it would basically be, like supposedly there's like, I guess, people in power right now, like probably a bunch of neocons, maybe not neocons, but like half-assed MAGA is what it is there, or whatever, that Trump's backed and endorsed and stuff like that in the past. Which, by the way, he's made some fucking terrible endorsements for random seats of power, whether it be U.S. Senate seats or congressional seats and stuff like that, dude. Like, the guy's legitimately backing Vernon Marino here in Ohio on cheat Sherrod Brown right now, whereas Marino himself is a fucking sack of shit anti-gunner who, almost 5 years ago to the day now, went on some dude's fucking podcast and started shit-talking guns and magazine capacity and everything else like that. Not once in the past 5 years, by the way, has that asshole turned around and been like, oh, you know what? Those statements I made like half a decade ago, yeah, that was fucking stupid. I'm a fucking moron. Sorry, everybody. I made a dumbass fucking off-the-cuff remark because I'm a fucking idiot. Which, yes, you are, Vernon Marino. You're a fucking moron. You're a goddamn used car salesman, dude. You're a fucking clown, is what it is. That's why I say fuck you and Sherrod Brown both. Neither one of you assholes should be in the U.S. Senate race at this point. It should be 2 new people entirely, and it should be about 3 or 4 other people on top of that then. In various different political parties and stuff like that then. It shouldn't be Democrat versus Republican. It should be Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, Green Party, Constitutional Party, etc., 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 etc. That's the entire problem right now, is these fucking assholes want to make a 2-party system that becomes this fucked up uni-party bullshit in the U.S. Congress, and Senate, etc., there, U.S. government, at a federal level. Same thing with some kind of state government, too, for that matter, depending on the state government. There's what it is. But that's the entire point, though, is that we are not meant to be 2-party system country. We are meant to be an open, free fucking nation based on our U.S. Constitution, something you assholes take an oath to uphold every single time that you swear your oath of office, and something that almost all of you fucking dickheads, both at the state and a federal level, break almost immediately the second that you go to vote on a Speaker of the House or something like that is what it is. And that's the entire problem right now, dude, is we are allowing these fucking clowns to get away with this shit. I'm so fucking sick of it, man. I am done with this crap is what it is. I'm done with it on both sides of the fucking shit, dude. So, to answer the question that was just asked there, so OFFF is Ohio's for Firearms Freedom. It was the 2A group I created back in 2021. It was basically the prelude sister organization of Ohio Patriot Education Network, which it basically falls under the umbrella of Open Now is what it is. And then TPEN is actually Texas Patriot Education Network, which I created earlier this year, which I'm still trying to find chapter heads for, because we're going to try and do some 2A stuff in Texas at some point in the future, so it'll be then. So, yeah, it's all about 2A, dude, is what it is. I seriously, I spent over a year of my life right now, from 2021 to 2022, fighting for constitutional carry in the state. And I obviously also fought a little bit before that to help get stand your ground passed, to a lesser extent is what it was. I actually award that more to Chris Dorn, Ohio Gunners, is what it is there, because they did a lot more than I did for that one. But yeah, I spent over a year of my life personally, from the beginning of the 2021 General Assembly to literally the time that constitutional carry was passed in 2022 then, to get that shit over the board is what it was, dude. Calling up people every single day in the state house, state Senate, etc., holding their feet to the fire, dragging them to the fire, etc., being like, bro, like, get off your ass, do the fucking votes, get this shit through, pass it clean, etc. And then, of course, it was fucking 8 assholes that came in at, like, the last fucking 5 minutes that it was there to fuck all of us over and put fucking Terry Stop bullshit into a better constitutional carry bill than it was then. And literally water it down with that crap is what it is then, which I totally disagree with that completely, dude, is what it is. That was the stupidest fucking thing that they could have changed out in that original bill then. And yeah, now we're sitting here for almost 2 years now. Currently, it's over 18 months now in the current Ohio General Assembly, and we still have yet to pass any pro-choice legislation at all, dude. We've had HB 51, Second Preservation Act. I've been fighting for 5 years to get past the fucking thing right now, dude, is what it is. It's 2019. The two-way sanctuary and stuff like that is what it was. And yet we still have not had any floor votes at all for that stuff. Fucking Jason Stevens is the biggest sack of shit Speaker of the House right now, because he's fucking around doing Democrat bullshit, backdoor deals is what it is there, and making fucking falsehoods that he said almost 6 months ago he was going to, it was over 6 months ago, he said he was going to do a floor vote. It was either the end of last year or the beginning of this year is what it was. And he still hasn't done that for HB 51, dude. And now they're about to go on hiatus for fucking summer break now for the next 2.5 months or so. It's fucking bullshit is what it is, dude. I'm so sick of it. So, anyway. But yeah, I think we're definitely fucked as a country right now is what it's going to be. This SCOTUS ruling is absolute bullshit entirely. It again just shows the absolute fuckery of everything right now. It shows how just screwed over we are going to be, and how we are is what it is now, dude. And yeah, it's just fucking insane is what it is. And again, it's just people wanting to fuck off, wanting to fuck around, etc., and not realizing that, hey, like, you're literally leading us towards civil war at this point. It's just like, what's you, by the way, going back to what Infernus was saying last night in Honda's chat about, like, oh, leftist here and, like, right-wing there and stuff like that's what it is. The problem with that is what you end up having is a situation where it very much is these far leftist types, these Antifa types, these BLM types, etc. there, that are the ones who are literally willing things into place right now. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, dude. It's going to be that side of history that's going to will in a right-wing dictatorship into this country. Like, that's the problem right now. Like, they're trying to do dictatorial oligarchy shit right now in 2024. But, God forbid, it on their side, if Trump or somebody else for that matter would take over the presidency and everything else like that, dude, and just create a legit dictatorship at that point, like, yeah, you fuckers literally will into place then, dude. It's like all these dumb cunts out there that wear the Handmaid's Tale outfits and stuff like that, and they're all like, oh, we're not going to be somebody's fucking cattle and playthings to be their fucking, their wombs and stuff like that. It's like, well, first of all, most of you ugly assholes ain't getting laid anyway. Let's be fucking honest about that one, man. Number one. Number two, the problem is that a lot of people don't realize the woman that wrote that book refused to admit that she was writing it about Islam, because that's what it actually is, Sharia law and Islam and stuff like that is what it is there, dude. Because if she did, she probably would have been decapitated by those people is what it is, because they're that fucking nuts is what it is then. So instead she wrote about Christianity, like inserting Christianity where Islam should have been sitting there is what it is. And then trying to push that narrative is what it is there. But the reality is, though, no, it would be every single country that's ever been taken over by Islam, dude, that in Sharia law after the fact when they become a majority there is what it is. That's exactly what they're going to will into place is what it is there, dude, at some point down the line. If they keep pushing that shit with the abortion on demand and reverse stuff like that's what it is, or even past birth and stuff like that, where you got partial birth abortions, where the kids are born alive, and then you have people literally just toss them into a fucking bin, or in some cases, I know I've heard stories already from various, court cases and stuff like that over the last few years, where you had some woman who was a nurse at one of these hospitals she had walked into like a janitor's closet or something like that and found a baby still alive, like sitting on top of a bunch of rags and stuff like that. And she ended up saving that kid's life because she's like, no, I'm not just gonna let this little baby just die, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? So yeah, it's just it's completely insane is what it is, dude. It's fucking demonic is what it really is, honestly. I've said that before on this channel multiple times. I'll say it again right now. We are fighting demonic evil in this nation right now, dude. We're fighting demonic evil across this wall right now is what it is. There are people in power right now, whether it be the Chuck Schumer types of the world or whatever the case be, who I believe personally are legit possessed by demons at this point in history, dude. Like, it makes so much more sense at that point. Huh. Well, that's pretty interesting. So going back, I'm going to talk about this locally here, obviously, because it's something that popped in my feed here on X a couple minutes ago. We had State Rep Brian Stewart, who is the bald guy here on the left side, talking about Elliot Forhan, who's the guy on the right side there with the hat, I assume. This is, by the way, is the guy that should have been on the General Assembly like a year ago because he was doing all kinds of anti-Semite shit is what it is there, dude. And like a bunch of other stuff for that matter. But yeah, Brian Stewart said, First Amendment shouldn't be D&R issue. It's an American issue. Happy to join Elliot Forhan to reduce the anti-SLAPP bill to prevent meritless lawsuits that attempt to intimidate individuals for exercising their constitutional rights. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go with this guy, though, honestly, there, Brian, because, yeah, it's not a good thing, bro. Like, it's probably not a smart play to make there, dog. Just saying. The guy who's probably going to be a one-term state rep, like, pretty soon. I don't know. I feel like you could have got a better Democrat than that, man. It wasn't just like they're all pieces of shit, honestly, like all 30-something of them that are in power right now, but like there's a lot that are like lesser pieces of shit that are like first termers and stuff like that are like almost okay, except they're like anti-gun pieces of crap is what it is then. Versus like Forhan, who's just like a total scumbag in general. Not to mention, he's also one of like the 10 Democrats or so who's on pedophile legislation right now that is pro-pedophile is what it is there. For luring kids into cars and stuff like that, dude. And they have been for like over a year now is what it is. So, yeah, yeah, that's all kinds of bad optics there, Brian. Seriously, bro. But anyway, let's see where we're at now. Oh, Jesus. And of course, we got this story here, which is video footage shows suspects stealing shoes, other items from a Myrtle Beach Croc store. So they're literally stealing like a $10 pair of Crocs, like times X amount, dude. It's like, what the hell, people? Come on. Like, it's so stupid. Yeah, just walking out without paying. Fucking ridiculous is what it is. Yeah, just grab a couple more pairs on the way out the door there. Fucking pathetic is what it is, dude. Ridiculous. I like seriously. I've said it before. I'll say it again right now, dude. Like I used to like not understand like, you know, racial segregation and stuff like that, or like Jim Crow and shit. And over the last like 6 months to a year, I totally fucking get it now. Like I totally understand it now. And it's why you have stuff like white fortune becoming a thing again, like a couple southern states currently, because people are just over it. They don't want to be around this shit anymore, dude. And I don't blame them. It's like, why would you? Like, seriously. Like, why the fuck would you? It's absolutely insane, dude. Then we got this one right here, where this dude here was saying, Walmart order from 2 years ago, total cost for 45 items was $126.67. Same order from Walmart today, same 45 items, $414.39. Thanks a lot, Biden. Yes, this is why so many people are suffering in Biden's America, and this is also why so many people are voting Trump in November. Exactly. I assume this guy's talking about what items he got there is what it is.
I just like looked through my Walmart history, and I found this like Walmart order from 2 years ago for the whole month worth of groceries. 45 items cost $126. A whole month of groceries just for me. But I did notice this reorder all button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost now. Now, this order of 45 items for 1 month would have cost $414.
Jesus.
That is 4 times more. How the fuck? How? Like, what?
It's called hyperinflation, bro. Alright. So, well, first off, it's not 4 times as much. It's about 3-ish times as much because it was almost 140 to begin with there. Now it's like 400 something. Or sorry, 127. So 127 would be about 3 times as much, give or take. But yeah, like triple the price makes sense, honestly, dude. Because again, there's several factors obviously in that. Like one of the biggest ones is they keep fucking with our food supplies. What it is, you have mysterious fires and factories and stuff across the country that are food manufacturers blowing the fuck up. Legitimately, is what it is over the past like 2 to 3 years now. Is what it is. And then on top of all that, you got other crazy shit like that happening too, for that matter, dude. And then also you got fucking, all these countries buying up more of our food supply to be. You have all kinds of other stuff going on. You have, like I said, just inflation across the board that's just increased. Like, and again, a lot of guys do with the omnibus bills for that matter. Where you have people in power right now who are a bunch of old-ass geriatric motherfuckers who've been in power for 20, 30, 40, almost 50 years in some cases, which is absolutely psychotic, by the way. And they don't give a shit about the future because they're going to be in the fucking ground themselves, like, by just old age pretty soon is what it's going to be, dude. Like, they're just going to die of natural causes pretty soon is what it's going to be from, like, being like 80, 90 years old in some cases now, the people that are in power currently. And then what you end up having is, because you keep kicking the can down the road, it's like, oh, they don't give a fuck. They're going for broke at this point. So you end up having a situation then where they don't give a shit what happens to America. So instead, they're funding, border walls in Jordan and omnibus bills, or they're funding fucking jet skis to Palestine, or what the fuck it is then. I know it was, it was one of those peak countries over there in the Middle East and shit like that. I think it was either last year, before that, with the omnibus bill and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just insane stuff is what it is, dude. It's shit that should not be existing at all in any kind of bill, let alone a fucking omnibus bill is what it is. But first of all, omnibus bill shouldn't exist at all because of the fact that you have a situation where these people know that their fucking piece of shit bill, that if it was a standalone bill, would never fucking pass constitutional muster at all, for that matter, and should never be voted through because of that reason. And so instead what they're doing is they're taking this fucking garbage-ass bill and they're saying, okay, now we're going to fucking slip it into like 1,000-page bill or not even 1,000-page bill. It's like literally a fucking stack of fucking paper that goes from the very bottom of a, cart all the way to the top to where they have to fucking literally put it on a freaking cart, dude, to put the whole thing in there. And it's like, legitimately like the size of like 2 tables, or sorry, if you have a 6-foot table, it goes from the very bottom of the floor all the way to the fucking top of the table. That's how long the damn thing is. Which of course nobody's gonna read that shit, because especially when they're telling them straight up, they're like, oh, you only have like 2 hours to read this shit, and they're just like, well, what the fuck, dude? And you want us to pass this crap? It's like, why the fuck would you ever pass that shit? It's like, and that's the one thing, like, as much as I did not like Dennis Kucinich ever, because he did seem like kind of a scumbag party line Democrat and stuff like that back in the day, I will give that guy his props, because back when they voted on that horseshit-ass Patriot Act back after 9/11, because he's actually went on Tim Pool here in the last, like, few months or so, and he talked about the whole bait and switch he did there is what it was, where you had them on the House floor for like 7 hours or something like that, debating like one bill that was like, this big or whatever the case be. And then they had told him to go for like an hour lunch or something like that, or maybe like a piss break, whatever it was then. And they came back in, and you went from having a bill that was like this big to all of a sudden having a bill over here that's like this. And he's like, what the hell is that shit? We didn't fucking discuss this for 7 hours. We discussed the other one for 7 hours. And they're like, no, this is what we're going to vote on now, is what it is. You got like 20 minutes to read it or something like that. That's what they told him. And so, yeah, he's sitting up to like 2 other people, like reading through the motherfucking thing as fast as he possibly can and being like, oh, hell no, I'm not voting on this crap. Here's what it is. And so he ended up being like one of only like 2 or 3 people at that point to vote against the Patriot Act because he saw what was being pushed in it that nobody else was willing to fucking read, dude. And that's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to be a federal representative of we the fucking people, and you yourself as a member of Congress aren't going to have the fucking balls / wherewithal to do a little bit of reading and realize what a piece of fucking garbage they're trying to make you pass is, dude. And then being like, no, I'm not going to fucking vote for this shit. I'm a fucking no vote. Fuck these people. But the fact you had none of them do that except for consideration a couple of people shows what kind of a fucking slap in the face to the American people it really is, honestly, dude. Because since then, you had the NDA putting that crap, National Defense Authorization Act things what it is there, dude. Those should be ripped every single fucking year then. Between Obama, Trump, and now Biden's piece of shit ass is what it is there. Which all the way is illegal, by the way, under Biden because of that whole, cheating and stuff like that. But you keep having that shit re-upped to now, they're reinstating the draft for guys 18 to 26 in that crap now. They're also trying to force women into it now. And on top of all that, those who don't know about the National Defense Authorization Act, there is a clause in it that allows for indefinite detention and has for over 2 decades now. To where if they wanted to, they can literally kick your fucking door in the middle of the night, throw a black bag or something else over your head to where you can't see, drag your ass off to parts unknown onto some fucking blackout site is what it is there, dude. You now have no constitutional fucking rights anymore because your constitutional rights are now suspended. And they can pretty much torture you to death at that fucking blackout site forever is what it is then, dude. For the next 5 or 6 years, how fucking long they want to keep you alive is what it is there for. And they've been doing that stuff for years now, dude. It's like I said in, I think it was your last Grandstand or a couple Grandstands ago then, where you had the people with the Fitbits and stuff like that. A few years back now when they had the hack attack, and all of a sudden there was all those like random like dots on the map and stuff. People were like, wait, what the fuck is this building? And then it turned out it's like some warehouse or something like that in like some, podunk ass town or whatever the case be. And it's literally a fucking like CIA black ops site, or it's like an ATF black ops site or something like that is what it was, dude. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, it's fucking insane, dude. It's absolutely fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, just completely psychotic is what it is, bro. Completely psychotic. Also, speaking of psychotic, we're going to talk about this story for a minute. Here's what it is. We got Curry House chef prepared food after wiping his ass with his bare hands because he doesn't use toilet paper for, quote, cultural reasons. And this is why you don't eat at Indian restaurants, man. Because you never know if the chef's going to wipe his ass properly. Or there's going to be a big old pile of poop in your fucking food. Which, let's be fair, man. Most Indian food looks like a pile of shit anyway. Like, it's just a bunch of, like, random, like it almost looks like gross-ass mashed potatoes in different colors and stuff like that. And it's like, it looks like diarrhea in most cases. So it makes sense why these people are, like, literally shitting in the fucking streets of their own countries and stuff. But yeah, as this guy pointed out, it said, how long before you become violently ill or potentially die from this bacterial disease takes 6 hours to 7 days. Viral is 12 hours to 2 days. And parasitic is 1 to 2 weeks. So the onset and severity can vary depending on the organism and amount ingested. So do the world a favor. Don't encourage them to open eateries. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I personally am not a fan of curry anyway. I've never liked any Indian food for that matter. Yeah, it's just nasty. It's just nasty shit in general, dude. Yeah. Apparently, the Marjorie Taylor Greene press release parody account was showing MTG. It said before Jamil Bowman leaves, wanted to show him one last thing. One last time, what a fire alarm looks like. Yeah, how the hell? Like, that's what I'm saying about Bowman, dude. Like, how is this motherfucker not in federal prison right now for pulling a fire alarm to interrupt congressional proceedings at that point, bro? Like, it's just insane, is what it is. There's a fire alarm she was showing him there. So, yeah, it's just absolutely psychotic, is what it is, dude. So, anyway. Apparently, there's some chick asking why dudes with huge bank accounts wouldn't date her. It's like, well, they don't want used up puss, is what it is, lady. Yeah. And you got this shit here, is what it is. Amber Rose, one of the most influential people in the hip hop industry, is all the way in on Donald Trump. She's got some pretty big tits, at least in that top anyway. I'm not a fan of like chicks with like full sleeves, man, or like weird fucking like buzz cut bald heads, or fake ass like Botox lips, or just plastic surgery faces in general. Yeah, I could frankly give a fuck less, honestly, dude, at that point. Like, again, it's just like leftists basically being like, "Oh, Biden sucks because he's fucked over our bank accounts, basically, and now they're going to vote Trump is what it is, but they still give a fuck about this country." But anyway, I don't think I can show this just because of what it is showing, so I'm not going to do it. But I will put it on our X page as a repost. And it says, "This is how you take care of protesters blocking the streets. Just use some cold water and rinse them down." Yeah, I don't know if this is China or where this is at, but yeah, they're just using like basically the old school water cannons to just like spray these motherfuckers out. Is what it is. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that happen to Antifa and stuff, though, dude. I think it'd be kind of funny, or like BLM and stuff like that. They try that shit now. Is what it is. So anyway, okay. So this is one thing that does bother the fuck out of me, by the way. So you have the pieces of shit in power right now, these Democrats, like your Jack Reed, Jackie Rosen, et cetera, there, who are various Democrats in the U.S. Senate right now, who are trying to basically do that select service committee thing to put our, America's daughters into the drafting as well right now. Yet, meanwhile, you got these fucking cunts over there in Russia / Ukraine who are doing fucking workouts on top of a goddamn building instead of being on the fucking front lines and installation. So here it's a female privilege on full display. While the men fight and die in NATO war, the women party with war smoke in the background. Yeah, it's fucking pathetic is what it is, dude. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. This is 2 days ago, by the way. They're in Russia / Ukraine. It's like, no, man, you want to fuck around, bitches? Go fight for your goddamn nation, then, or fucking eat a dick. How about that? So, yeah, we're not going to send our fucking sons and daughters to fight your fucking bullshit ass fucking Nazi war for you, you fucking whores. You fight your goddamn selves. So, anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we got one of the Fettermans, not sure which one it is at the point because there's like about 3 or 4 of these guys walking around now, holds a press conference with Netanyahu in Israel. For sakes, man. I know that's the one thing that Fetterman did do. He kind of like went like full Israel and stuff like that and was telling all these Palestinian kids to go fuck off, basically. It was kind of funny. So, because that was kind of like the left eating itself at that point, but even still, it's like, whatever, really. Like, I can go fuck less. Doesn't change anything. So, anyways. There was also a really interesting one I saw here the other day as well, where it was people were talking about. I guess there was a couple in West Virginia, like kind of like an older white couple, is what it was there, who were had apparently adopted a bunch of black children to essentially be slaves for them. And it reminded me of another story, which is there was a that show Worst Cooks in America that they do every year is what it is there on Food Network. It was a couple of years ago. There was this black woman that won that one, and you ended up having her. Uh, I don't know if she adopted the white girl and her brother is what it was, or if she was fostering these kids. I think she was fostering them for a paycheck. Is what it was there. And yeah, she basically killed this little 3-year-old white girl after the fact, and you end up having the people at Food Network pull every episode of that fucking season because of that. She ended up winning the damn thing as it was there. So yeah, it's like there really is no difference, dude. It's like there are pieces of shit in both fucking races, honestly, dude. So anyway, Jesus Christ, dude. So I can't share this one because of what it depicts is what it is. But I will post it to our X page as well. It's basically somebody doing a social experiment. I believe is what it is there, of like what would happen if like some dude like tried to snatch a kid in front of people and stuff like that. And as this person said there's between men and women, and it was the women being awful. X page there, and yeah, you had this dude like swipe this kid in front of 2 women, and they just kept walking on by like it wasn't even nothing. And then you had him do it in front of a couple of guys, and those dudes legitimately like tried to beat his ass, is what it was, then rightfully so, to get the kid back. So yeah, and again, that's what it is, dude. And I think unfortunately it's not even just like the men versus women thing is what it is, dude. It's like across the board, it's people that don't give a fuck is what it is, dude. And that's the thing. It's like you can literally see a kid being snatched up, and you just don't care is what it is, man. And it's like, what the hell, bro? Like, it's honestly so infuriating is what it is, man. And I feel like, honestly, these are the same kind of fucking people in our society that are the people who are like, all for abortion on demand, moment of birth kind of stuff is what it is there. Because they don't care. They do not care, dude. They don't care about it. They don't care about a kid's life. They don't care about anybody except for themselves. Like, it's just selfish behavior is what it is, unfortunately. And it continues to just, again, show the absolute fuckery of our society. And it's exactly why I truthfully believe that's why we have not gotten to a point in history yet where people will step up, because it will eventually be a situation where you have people who won't do anything until it directly affects them. And by then, unfortunately, it's going to most likely be at their damn doorstep, Mm. I'm also going to post this to our X page, not shown on here, obviously. People caught a predator trying to, again, hook up with a little kid and rightfully beat the crap out of the guy is what it was. So, this is actually kind of a messed up story too. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I'm going to just point it out right here is what it is. I'm going to throw this on our X page again then. There was this supposed nurse here is what it was, who was talking about some stuff, and it said, are Israelis being given priority access to American transplant organs? This nurse is apparently claiming that they are. So, yeah, if that's true, it's fucked up, is what it is. Where you got people coming from another country into our nation and being potentially bumped to a top of a list to take, a heart transplant or a lung transplant or a kidney transplant, or whatever the kind of transplant it would be, away from an American citizen. It's just fucked up, man. Huh. Apparently, the chick who's running for Missouri Secretary of State right now. She's claiming that the RA is not endorsing her or something in the race. And it's like, first off, why would you even want their endorsement, lady? Like, you're just proving that you're fucking like a FUD cuck, basically, at that point. Like, if anything, if I got the, like, personally, if I was running for office right now and I had this fucker's endorsement, I'd be like, I refuse your endorsement because I don't want your bullshit. People, go fuck yourselves. You're the worst fucking supposed pro organization in this entire country's history. You've done nothing to help out the Second Amendment at all, motherfuckers. You continue to water down good legislation and fuck over groups like mine from actually getting shit done properly, you fucking dicks. And like I said, I personally spent over a year of my life under the Ohioans for Firearms Freedom moniker right before I created Ohio Patriot Education Network. That entire year, from January 2021 to all the way when they or February/March 2022 when they finally did pass constitutional carry. Finally got to take a sigh of relief. But yeah, it was literally like the last day or so that they could have come in. The NRA finally came in there and were like, okay, let's take this great piece of legislation that's already here that's going to be taken through the General Assembly this entire fucking time for over a year and some change now. Let's walk in the fucking door the last day that we can and go get current state rep DJ Swearingen to put in fucking Terry Stop bullshit and then have it be taken over to the Senate side and have them do the whole thing where they basically say, yeah, it's cool on both sides then. It's something with a C. I can't remember what the actual term is offhand right now, but so my mind's kind of out of it right now. But yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit deals what it is. And it's all kinds of garbage is what it is, dude, for real. It's like, at what point is enough enough? You know, the NRA is the worst fucking people, dude, is what it is. Period. All they do is continue to steal fucking shit from us is what it is, dude. And that's the thing. And it's the problem is, it's the exact same way with most of these fucking so-called pro-gun organizations, dude, because what they're trying to do is, these ones that call themselves pro-2 pro-gun or whatever it is, dude, they are trying to justify their own existence after the fact, because if they actually were to finally get the things done like I'm trying to do by myself with no fucking money in my coffers at all at this point, which is get, you know, constitutional carry, stand your ground, Second Reservation Act / you know, 2A sanctuary legislation passed right now, etc., etc., etc. If I was able to do that personally, dude, I would walk the fuck away after that then. You know? And I would go do something else in my life. But that's the problem. So many of these people, whether it be NRA, whether it be Buckeye Firearms, etc., have spent their entire lives, you know, grifting off of people, grifting off of the Second Amendment supporters, gunners of this country, to be like, yeah, we'll fight for your rights. Just donate us $25 here or $150 there, whatever it is. And then they'll turn around and do just enough to justify themselves, but make sure to get shit watered down right at the end. So it's never a fully clean bill, dude. And as much as Ohio Gunners, Chris Dorr and his family does like that, dude, to keep the shit clean and make sure it's like, you know, how it was to begin with is what it is through the General Assembly, even they're a bunch of motherfuckers that want to beg for cash all the time, dude. Like, that's the one thing. I have not once, and will I never, ask people, beg people for fucking money. Now, granted, if you want to give me money, you know, if I were to set up like a GoFundMe or something like that, or something similar for that matter, like whatever it is there, to like actually, you know, be able to put gas in a gas tank to drive down to Columbus so I can go, you know, have my own representative for like pro-trade legislation or something like that. Like, yeah, that'd be cool if somebody threw me like $20 or whatever the case be, but I'm not going to ask you to do that. That is what it is. So that's the entire point. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, you know, like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm getting emails all the time from people do, whether it be NRA, whether it be even the ones that are like have done like good pro gun stuff, like Gunners of America or FPC and stuff like that, they're always like, oh, just to let you know, fourth quarter is running out now. We haven't gotten your re-up or whatever the case be. It's like, yeah, dude, because I'm not a fucking member of your organization is what it is. I'm not going to pay you fucking money to be a member of your organization. That's what it is, buddy. And it's like, yeah, there's a reason why you haven't gotten the fucking check in the mail, dude, because I'm not going to fucking pay you money to do that. That's what it is. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. And it's like across the board. It's them, it's GOA, it's OGO, it's NRA, etc., dude. It's all of them. And I get it. It costs money to do this stuff. You think I don't understand that? You think I haven't done that myself? Do you think I like sitting there for a year of my life, putting my own money towards a fucking phone bill just so I can call up state reps and bitch them out and stuff like that? To keep the electricity bills and stuff like that in my own pocket? Hell no, dude. But I will. And that's the entire point, dude. And if you're not willing to do that, then you can fuck yourself is what it is, dude. Like, that's the entire problem right now with our country currently. And don't even get me started about the fucking, bullshit fucking billionaires like Bloomberg and stuff like that fund every, pretty much anti-gun organization across this country's history right now. From Moms Main Action to Every Town, etc. Hell, I think you might even be, I think he's even funding some part of Gabby Gifford's org. But yeah, and then they sit there and claim to be grassroots and stuff like that, dude. It's like, you have never been fucking grassroots people. You are not grassroots. You're not volunteers. You're fucking paid employees of Michael Bloomberg, you fucking assholes. If you actually finally admit that, we can actually fucking get things done is what it is, bro. But you never will because you're a bunch of scumbags. And that's the entire point. And that's why I will continue every day of my life until my dying fucking breath to fight your asses, to keep gun rights restored in this country is what it is. And it's as simple as that, really. Jesus Christ, man. I think we're going to finish off with this set of pictures here, actually, before we go today. Which is Jacinda Ardern, the ex-prime minister, I believe was what it is in New Zealand there, the scumbag, anti-gun, gun-grabbing piece of shit cunt. So she started out in this top left one as an okay-looking chick. She still had that weird, like this big-ass weird teeth is what it is there, dude, that kind of gives you, I think it's like an overbite or something, if I'm not mistaken. And you can kind of see it predominantly in this top right picture there, where she's still kind of cute. And like, I assume that, honestly, the first picture's probably her at like 18 or 19. Second one's probably like 20 to 22, someplace in there. And then it's like, third one's just like Jesus, and that fourth one's just like, good God, man. And then somebody asked, what caused this dramatic change in her appearance? Well, I mean, there was that video where she was obviously snorting coke on camera. So that could be it, honestly. Could be the drugs. Could be the demonic possession. It could be the pure evil. It could be the Crossroads demon deals and stuff like that she's made. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if it turned out that part of Supernatural, the TV series, was actually a documentary, especially the Crossroads Demon part of it is what it is there to do with the deals and shit. And it was people like this basically being like young and impressionable, whatever the case, people wanting like power and like having that like lust for power and stuff, and then making the deal with demons and stuff like that, and then becoming a demon themselves later on is what it is then. So, but yeah, that chick hit a fucking brick wall for sure, man. Like face first, legitimately. Oof. Yeah, not a good thing, bro. Not a good thing at all there. So, anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. Then we got this one. Actually, we'll leave off with this one here. It's these people are certifiably insane. And this was ancient white liberal wisdom. Let's see what the old bitch has to say with her fucking rainbow flag in the background.
So here's the thing now in Arkansas and much of the South, I'm afraid, and probably every red state in the country. If you are anything other than a white, straight man, your life is in danger. You're
what? The fuck? Seriously. Why do we close the insane asylums again? Oh yeah, that's right, because pieces of shit in Reagan's administration shut down state hospitals. Whereas what this old crazy bitch is being right now is what it is, dude. Like, by the way, this is the same fucking logic that caused that piece of shit motherfucker that's going to be trans to walk into the Christian school and kill a bunch of fucking innocent kids, dude.
Rights are already being taken away.
No, they're not, you dumb bitch.
Wake up, people. Vote. For crying out loud. Register. Vote. Follow what's going on. Pay attention. I don't have much longer to live in this world, so a lot of you do.
Well, I would say, honestly, her own discussion there about how long she's going to be here, probably a good thing, actually. Because these are the fucking nutcase leftists that don't need to be around anymore. That's what it is, dude.
For crying out loud. Protect yourself. Protect your children. Get involved.
You realize, old lady, that these people are not having children because they are literally sterilizing themselves, you dumb bitch.
Register. Vote. Let your voice be heard. I'd like to, if I could reach through this and grab you by the throat and tell you how important this is. And quite frankly, I marched for all this shit back in the 60s, and now I have to do it again? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, she went from 0 to psychotic in about 1 second there, man. Yeah. Well, first place, lady, it makes sense that you would have done that stuff back in the day of the civil rights movement because you were probably one of these bra-burning second/third wave feminazi cunts, is my guess, honestly, that wanted to sit there and shit. And honestly, she honestly seems like the kind of old bitch that's probably a man hater too, for that matter, like very misandrist and stuff like that. So yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that you be pushing that shit, is what it is, dude. But yeah, people are just fucking, oh my god, bro. Like, this is why I hate these fucking old-ass leftist people like that, dude, for real. So anyway. Okay, so we got to, I think we got to finish off with this one right here. So, because this kind of goes into what I'm talking about. It's this person here saying, if a straight guy dates a trans girl, which I assume that's what this person is, it's still a straight relationship. Still a straight relationship. And then it says how? Because trans women are women. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Nah, trans women are con men. Just like trans men are con women. Is what it is. Like, for real. Although that being said, that person almost passes, for a female in the face. Like, they're like real close because of that feminized man look, is what it is there. But yeah, they're not like completely there, is what it is, dude. So, actually, this is, I want to show this video before we go today too, because I saw this last night. I thought it was pretty good. You got this chick here gearing up. I honestly thought this was going to be one of these people that like came out like riding one of the fake little horses and shit, though. It turns out I was totally wrong about that, though. She's one of these people that does the pig showing. She's getting all in the zone and stuff like that, doing pig showing. Just keeping the pig all in check. That stuff is really interesting too, by the way. If you ever watched that pig royalty show, I suggest you do, man, is what it is, because that's pretty much what that's about, is these people doing that stuff, is what it is there. And yeah, it's professional pig showing in this country, is what it is. Apparently it's like $1 million plus industry, is what it is there. For like prizes and stuff every year for these kids. Like they can get like scholarships in like 4-H and stuff like that, is what it is there. For like college and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really interesting, honestly. And it really does go to show, like, you know, there really is a group for everybody, really, honestly, is what it is there, man. So, anyway. But yeah, people are crazy, though, man. And that old lady is definitely insane. So is the that trans chick there, is what it is. So, Yeah, people are just loonies is what it is, bro. Actually, speaking of loonies in our society, of leftists and stuff like that, the left's climate change experts, a bartender and a high school dropout. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Actually, what it should say is a bartender who stole tips from everybody else and then a high school dropout. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is literally a casting call Congresswoman Chonk Uger and the Young Turks under the Justice Democrat moniker. Literally put out a casting call to financially back somebody for a congressional run, and this dumb cunt showed up as one of the people, and they're like, "Okay, you're hired," and that's how AOC got into power, dude. Literally. So it's exactly how RDQs in this country, honestly, dude, for real. So anyway, that same X page I was talking about earlier with the guy that was trying to creep on kids there. You got another guy who was confronted at Walmart too, for that matter, who apparently tried to fight the people after they were like, "Bro, we got like a text message of you trying to like sex with a kid," basically is what it is there. So yeah, just absolutely disgusting and deplorable is what it is, dude. Mm. Mm. Apparently, Candace Owens is going on a tirade against Ben Shapiro again there and his folks. Not surprising. Not surprising. Good old Tommy Robinson came out and said, was talking about this news broadcast overseas there. Said the country and government are spineless cunts. Yes, they are, dude. All of them are actually across. It's not even just his country, it's all these countries, dude. All these first world nations, fucking globalist leadership, trying to let people take over our fucking country and stuff like that, and commit genocidal fucking maniac bullshit against us, is what it is there. So, oh, Jesus Christ. Woman claims she wasn't allowed to board a flight with her kid because she, quote, misgendered a non-binary flight attendant. Good fucking God, bro. Oh, I finally got my sister on board yesterday when we were talking about not buying the Bill Gates appeal shit anymore now. Because it's all fucking fake garbage is what it is, dude. This one's actually pretty creepy. This one was talking about she had bought a watermelon here from Walmart, and apparently she liked to wash off the outside of it and stuff like that, and it started to peel off, is what it was then. Which I know with the Bill Gates appeal shit is what it is, that like the chemical where they're spraying on that stuff, dude. There's people that are cutting the watermelons now, and they're just rotting on the inside is what it is, because it makes some weird protective layer on the outside of it to make it look still good when it's all rotted is what it is then. So yeah, best thing you could do, literally the best thing you could do is oh my God. I'm not gonna show this, but I'm gonna post it to our X page. This video here says, imagine telling your friends you were hit with a big dildo and then chased out with your own gun by an OnlyFans girl. So there was this chick dancing in her, it's like luxury place or whatever the case be. Some dude runs in there armed to, I'm assuming, rob her of whatever then. And yeah, she just grabs this big ass fucking dildo that's sitting on the table, or sorry, sitting on the side of the table, and whacks the guy upside the head with it. Well, first off, she whacked the gun out of his hand with it, and then she like sort of threw it at his head as what it was then, and then grabbed his gun and chased his ass out the door with it then. Again, this is why you leave your doors locked, you dumbass. It's actually like as a stage setup, to be honest with you guys, because just the way the guy walked in and stuff like that, it just, yeah, the whole thing just seemed very suspicious in general. Like it did not look like legit robbery at all. It looked like a fucking setup to like be like, oh yeah, let's show this girl's like a badass because she uses her giant dildo to beat this guy's ass with it. That's what it is. But I mean, it's still kind of funny either way, though. So, but yeah. That being said, though, that's pretty much where I'm at for the day right now. I will, like I said, I'm not sure if we'll be back tomorrow night or not, or if it'll be around this time tomorrow or so, or if it would be like later on tomorrow night. Then I think it'll probably be tomorrow night. Then at some point, like 8, 9, 10, something like that, my time, depending. If I do Buckshot Thursday at all, for that matter, because mostly it'll be a situation where I'll be out, looking at apartments tomorrow then, and then there'll be somebody coming over later on tomorrow night to look at the house is what it is. So I want to make sure that the place is looking in good shape then for them. So, but yeah, other than that though, I think I'm going to go do a couple of things. I think my plan right now, honestly, is probably, I was going to go take a shower here in a little bit, but then it's kind of late now, honestly. It's like, going on 5 right now already, and I'm already kind of tired. So I think what may end up happening is I may go take a nap for a little while and then get up for a couple hours, eat some dinner, bullshit for a couple hours, go back to sleep for a few hours, wake up in the morning, take a shower then, do all kinds of stuff after that fact, and then get ready to go out with my uncle. So it is then. And then eventually when I go back, it'll be then we might do the Buckshot then later tonight, or tomorrow night, if that be the case. But again, not totally sure yet. So anyway, but yeah, it is what it is, man. Yeah, I think we'll leave this. I think we'll leave things off with this one right here. So it'll be with piece of shit Obama here. Said, let that sink in. Democrats voted to fine Americans for not buying health insurance, but want to give it to illegal aliens for free. Because of course they do. Obamacare was the biggest bunch of bullshit ever, by the way. I just want to point that out. I almost died because of that crap, dude. Because I actually had state insurance at the time. And because of Obama's dumbass fucking mandate, they ended up cutting me off then. And I ended up getting serious infection in my legs where I almost lost my fucking leg. I ended up getting colon cancer because of that fucking asshole. Because of some drugs I was on. And yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit entirely, bro. And honestly, I'll tell you what it does. It makes me want to go get jacked and become the final boss kangaroo. That Roo is jacked as shit, bro. Like, I would not fuck around with that kangaroo, man. So, I feel like that's the same kangaroo that got popped in the mouth by that guy trying to save his dog years ago. And now it's getting all jacked to get its revenge on that dude. So, also, speaking of garbage people, before we leave today, good old dickhead LeBron James, the piece of shit, asshole black supremacist, who literally cost Ohioans millions of dollars in our taxes to make his stupid I Promise school a reality because his bitch ass paid about 5 to 10% of it himself out of pocket. And through, I think he paid about 1% of it out of his own pocket. About 9% came from some fucking organization he created that was basically some giant money laundering scheme. There's what it was. And then the other 90% came from Ohio tax dollars. And yet, not a single 8th grade student at LeBron James I Promise School has passed a state math test since 2018, since they were in the fucking 3rd grade, dude, in that fucking school. Congrats, LeBron. You are an illiterate dumb fuck, dude. And you are making other illiterate dumb fucks because of this shit. And I cannot personally wait to see the state of Ohio seized that fucking school from your dumbass by the end of the fucking year right now is what it is, dude. Because we've already been talking about it for over a year now about doing that. And I know for a fact it's coming to this point right now, where if these kids do not pass by this fucking year, I'm pretty sure that the General Assembly said they're all going to seize your fucking place is what it is, dude. And they fucking should. They need to fine your ass millions of fucking dollars you've stolen from us in tax money, you asshole. Go fuck yourself, LeBron, you fucking cunt. Fucking piece of shit. I hate that motherfucker so much, dude, is what it is, seriously. LeBron is literally the biggest fucking asshole ever, dude. The guy started here, made his entire claim to fame here, and he has done fuck all for Ohioans, except literally steal from us is what it is. And walk away with becoming a fucking billionaire in the process then, to be a fucking asshole adult who throws a fucking ball through a goddamn hoop is what it is, dude. Like that's the whole point, right? Like that is the entire problem with our society right now, dude. You have fucking retards like LeBron James being made famous because they are adult males or females for that matter, etc., who are good at throwing a fucking ball through a hoop playing a children's game. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, people. Like, at what point do we just tell them all to fuck off is what it is, dude. Just like that retard that calls himself I Show Speed. It's like, why the hell is this retarded, ignorant asshole rich / semi-famous when he is one of the biggest fucking dope heads ever, dude, is what it is. Oh yeah, it's because a bunch of idiots in society make these fucking retards rich and famous. I'm done, man. Like, I'm just fucking over it, is what it is, man. Huh. Interesting. Apparently there's a new trend going around of people fake hitting their kids' heads on stuff and then acting like the kid got their head hit and stuff like that to see what their reaction is, I guess. And yeah, all these kids are like, oh, I got hit in the head. Yeah, people were saying it's a bunch of little liars. It's like, yep. Yep. Looks like a bunch of future Democrats to me, honestly. So, but anyway, that's pretty much what I'm gonna be out for today. That is what it is. Like I said, I'll be back. I might be back tomorrow. It depends. It all depends, really, what happens. And if I do a Buckshot Thursday tomorrow, it'll be much later than usual. If I don't, it is what it is. I'll just do Freedom Friday on Friday then. I might, again, like I said before as well, depending if I go with my cousin on Friday morning or not, I might do another Reseller Friday video. That's if we actually go to the unclaimed freight place or not. Because if we don't, I'm not going to be able to do one, obviously. If we do, I'm totally going to be able to do one then. But I'll try my best on that one for sure. I would like to go there one more time before I leave the house, obviously. Because after I move, depending on where I move to, it might not be able to do that stuff much anymore then. For at least a little bit of time until I can start, flipping shit for money. Then is what it would be then. So, but anyway. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been real. Yeah, a bunch of crazy shit's going on right now is what it is, man. So, including this story right here from last December. So, yeah, makes sense, man. Makes sense why they the globalist pieces of shit wanted to do their genocidal maniac bullshit is what it is there, dude. So, I'll leave it at that, really. So anyway, but have a good one. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be caring because you never know what's going to happen. Because sometimes people are going to try to do stuff to you, and there's a lot of times where the government is a bunch of fucking cunts and will try to destroy your life any which way that they can, including literally being a bunch of fuckers who fuck around and actually take over your lives into a dictatorial oligarchy is what it is. Which, like I said, I truly believe we're in this right now. And I think it's only a matter of time where people wake up to is what it'll be. So, best thing I can say to that is, moo, motherfucker. Moo. That is a fucked up looking Glock, man. Like, seriously. Although, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's some people out there who would definitely rock this gun. Especially our friend in Michigan, 2 Live Moo. So, I actually wouldn't mind shooting this like one time just to say I did, honestly. Like, truthfully speaking. But yeah, other than that, that's what we're going to be after today, though. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe. Peace out. Later on.